What are we looking at? Captured at 2:26 a.m. International Space Station time, a live feed captured some kind of anomalous craft hiding behind the ISS, and it disappears in the full sunlight spectrum. What the heck are we looking at? This video was submitted to us by Anomalies, the real deal. He's got a YouTube channel and he keeps a close eye, and we're happy that he's sharing this video. Right now on Third Phase of Moon, we're looking at this. Once again, as you can see, whatever this craft is, basically dematerializes or takes off. But once again, in clarity, full clarity, we see this craft of unknown origin make an appearance. And that's the solar ray right there coming in from the ISS from below. But once again, we got a good close-up. I'm going to take a photo of the still video image and see if I could enhance it, bring some sharpness and brightness and contrast. This is amazing what's going on around the International Space Station right before the end of the year, and I believe this is probably the best evidence. Look at this. Once again, it's slightly rotating. I take another still photograph as we're looking at this once again. That's the solar ray panel from the International Space Station on the bottom left hand as it's rotating up. This video lasted for 9 minutes, so I sped it up to give a little bit of bigger picture, in my opinion, of this event in a little less than about 18 seconds or so. So again, this video lasts for about 9 minutes, but as I speed it up, we see this thing rotating. I'm taking another still here, and I've got Brent here, and I want to get his opinions. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, Blake, this is some of the best stuff I've seen all year. This is amazing. What is NASA going to say about this? I bet they're going to try to tuck it away as usual, but we're looking at a craft that seems otherworldly. We see edges on it and certain shapes to this craft that doesn't seem to match anything in our arsenal. I like the way this thing just disappears and kind of maybe take off at some extreme rate. What is NASA looking at when they're looking out their windows? Are they seeing this object? Are they going to tell us is a big question. Notice this craft kind of reflect the solar flare itself. This thing looks metallic. The underbelly of it, it's highlighting the solar flare panels. Whatever this thing is, I don't believe it's a reflection. What we're seeing is something real, something metallic, something otherworldly. This is out of sight. I gotta say, you've seen it here first on Third Phase of Moon. Make sure if you see this anywhere, tell them where it came from.
Absolutely. Credit where credit's due. And again, I want to thank the YouTube channel who submitted this evidence to us as he's watching the International Space Station just earlier today. Anomalies and the real deal. We're going to be supplying the original link below. Again, this was captured 2:26 a.m. space station time, and I'm just waiting from NASA to explain this away. Or will they ever respond to some of the questions that we have? Because as we're looking at this craft, in my opinion, it's very sizable. It's hard to tell exactly how large it is, but we can see that there's a craft out there of, again, unknown origin. Is this possibly secret space programs going on here? The secret space force? And again, are the astronauts from within the International Space Station going to release any video from maybe what they've seen just today? Because right now I have no explanation of what this could be. Brent?
Yeah, Blake, bringing in the contrast earlier today just highlighted this whole thing. We brought it in and brought it to the computer so everybody could see this highlighted. So what you see in NASA, it seems like they're actually disguising it, but when we bring in the final touches, this thing stands out like a sore thumb.
Coming in from NASA of what looks to be the sun, obviously, but as we look at it a little closer and I bring up the image, up on the left corner of the sun, something comes into frame, and we're going to be enhancing this, getting a very close look at it. Are you seeing what I'm seeing, guys? It is massive. We have a huge black sphere being enveloped by the solar rays of the sun itself, larger than Jupiter, probably larger than all the planets combined. This is massive in size, and I'm just wondering, is NASA going to come forward and give us any answers? This image was just taken yesterday, so maybe they're going to have some reports for us a little bit down the road, but we're looking at it first right here on Third Phase of Moon. And again, what is this all about? Is there any kind of implications? Is this an unknown planet that is about to impact the sun? Or is this some kind of possible just lens anomaly? Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, great report. We got this earlier this morning, and we found out that this was just captured yesterday, and we're sharing it to you right now, the world. I'm seeing this black mass, and yep, you're right, Blake, this thing's massive. And you can notice that it doesn't seem like an anomaly, a lens anomaly inside the camera itself. What we're seeing here, I believe, is next to the sun due to the fact that we're seeing this kind of crescent of light circling this black mass, and it seems to be connected. You almost see the solar flares kind of engulfing this mass, whatever it is. And then the black and white photo kind of brings in this nice contrast that kind of delivers a look. It's no moon, Blake.
What is it? That's what I'm asking. And if this is some kind of possible celestial object that we're not aware of, maybe a black void, maybe it could be a black hole that's being showcased here. But then again, it could be just an anomaly. But NASA, we want some answers here, because right now people are speculating that this is something that is entirely incomprehensible of what's going on here. This is big news coming in, and hopefully we get some answers, because obviously these photos, they're not being doctored, in my opinion. This is coming from NASA, SOHO. These are real images captured yesterday. So if anybody's doubting the imagery here, contact NASA and ask them the question, what was captured on SOHO's cameras yesterday while keeping an eye on our sun? This is absolutely stunning evidence, guys, and I want to get your comments in the description. So let's move along. UFOs possibly harnessing the energy from the sun. Videos have been making the rounds lately, and we received one from George Rabb just moments ago in regards to this phenomenon. We're showing you the video right now, and it's mind-boggling to understand the comprehension behind this. What's going on? We're getting some close-up shots of the anomalies. What is going on here? It's very bizarre, because when we do a close-up shot, I'm slowing it down just a bit, you can see this plasmic UFO enter the sun and rip out on the other side. It's very bizarre, because this doesn't look like any kind of conventional aircraft, nothing in our assets. Is this something interstellar, something close to the sun, something massive in size, possibly the size of planet Earth itself? This object is mega in whatever its structure is. It's hard to say what is the meta propulsion behind this technology. We've got the entire panel that's going to be joining us tonight. They're going to be chiming in with their thoughts in regards to this incredible video from George Rabb, including George, who captured this. He's going to give us a statement. Buckle up, everybody. This is Third Phase of Moon. So let's get it on and start it off with Goofon. What's your thoughts here, Goofon?
Hey, thanks guys. Yeah, I appreciate this. This video's pretty interesting. So what I'm looking at now is, in the first part, an object that looks like a meteor heading into the sun, and then another object coming out. So one goes in at the top, like around the 11 o'clock position on the left, and then one comes out the bottom. Another one is leaving the sun. And this gentleman here who captured this says he has 3 videos here in 6 hours or something like that. He's never seen it before. And he watches the sun every day. So what we have here are objects entering the sun and objects leaving the sun, which I find very unnatural. I don't understand if we're actually seeing what we're seeing, or it is just an illusion of the sun itself. So when the objects are going into it, is it what we're seeing, or is it just because the sun is so bright that it's creating this effect that it looks like meteors leaving the sun and entering the sun? I know it sounds weird, but maybe it's just airplanes and it looks like they're coming out of the sun. But I can't explain the trails going in and the trails following the objects leaving the sun. To me, it's unnatural. I've seen this video now several times, and all I know is you can get a lot of strange anomalies with certain cameras in certain situations, like focusing in on the sun or focusing in on something very bright. I wonder if this gentleman took video of a light bulb and maybe moved something towards it and see if it leaves the same effect of streaks following in or out of passing in front of a light bulb. I don't know, just something to think of, because if this is real and objects are going in and out of the sun like this, I want to know why, and we're being lied to. NASA knows about it, I guarantee it. And if this guy knows about it, who else knows about it? That's what we need to look into. Who else has the same information? That'll verify it. That'll give me a little peace of mind to know that the sun isn't being, I don't know, extracted of its energy that we need here on Earth. It's pretty wild stuff.
Two craft entering the massive star, our sun, and exiting out on the other side, leaving some kind of plasmic trail in its wake. What the heck is this? Are there UFOs harnessing the energy from the sun? This evidence comes in every once in a while of this kind of phenomenon, and we're looking at it once again. But I'm liking this because we have this time not one object, but two objects in unison entering and exiting the sun. What's going on here, Brett?
Yeah, good stuff. We've seen this, like you said, a few times over the years at third phase. And again, this is a good capture. Two objects piercing the sun, leaving a plasma trail on the way out. I counted it. It seemed like it was hidden maybe in the sun or in front of the sun for more than 6 seconds. It took a while for it to traverse to the other side. Could this be something in our own atmosphere, or maybe satellites up there in space, some sort of new space technology, Space Force, you might say, or something otherworldly? What's going on here? This is a great capture, very unique. It's good focus. Too bad we can't have a super powerful telescope to zoom up on these objects to clarify what they are, but right now they're unidentified and we don't know what it is. Good stuff.
Now let's take it out to Doc Skinner from 1028 Productions. What do you think of these anomalies, Doc?
So I'm looking at this video you guys sent me, which was filmed overlooking Mount Mitchell in North Carolina in the Appalachian Mountains. And it's pretty peculiar stuff. The first thing we see is an object flying into the sun. And my first thought would be, okay, it's a comet or something crashing into the sun. But as we move on forward, we see that these objects are actually leaving the sun and leaving a wake behind them of, I guess, sun stuff, and it is pulling it out as it ejects from the sun. Now, there's been many theories on something like this where these craft are capable of entering the sun and gaining the energy from the sun to refuel their tanks or their batteries or whatever it is that flies their ships. And others have speculated that these objects are actually traveling in and out of the sun because the sun, and this has been speculated, that the sun is actually a stargate. And people speculate that the fact that Egyptians and other cultures worship the sun, saying that it is a god, what if the sun is an actual stargate? Of course, we've never gone into it ourselves, but this is quite amazing footage. Like I said, the first image crashing in, you think, okay, it's a comet, but when they're ejecting from the sun, That is where it gets compelling. So, is this a portal, or is this, spacecraft using the sun to refuel their energy, or is this a Stargate? It's interesting. I personally do not wish to find out myself, get too close to the sun, but yeah, this is an awesome video.
Absolutely, Doc. Great insight. I want you guys to notice this. There's one part of the video where it seems that there's a beam of light extending from the sun for thousands of miles. What the heck is this? Is this some kind of ray coming from the sun? Some beam of light? It's very strange. I'm looking at it closer. I don't know what this is. What could have caused this? Very strange. Now let's take it out to Michael from Dark Hour Paranormal. What's your thoughts?
When I initially started watching this video, I thought, maybe that's some space debris or a satellite that is somehow falling into the sun, or perhaps it's going in front of the sun and we just can't see it. But as you get further into this video, that hypothesis does not stand up. I really appreciate the effort that this gentleman went through to isolate the object that he had captured on film for us to get a better look at. Now, I said object, but it really should be plural, because he sees 6 of these objects enter into the sun and come back out. It does remind me of some video footage that we've reviewed recently on Third Phase and Third Phase of Moon had presented respectively, wherein we did see objects going into the sun, but in this case they're coming right back out. Now, another interesting aspect that I see in this video is when the object gets close enough to the sun, there's all of a sudden some sort of trailing or streaking as it gets closer and then finally disappears into the body. Now, interestingly enough, we also observe the same phenomenon when the object exits the sun. So, in reviewing this video, I can't really determine exactly what it is that we're looking at here. I'm not aware of any materials that we're using that can withstand the temperatures found in the sun, and to say that it moves in and out freely and intact, I still can't think of anything that we have created that would produce that sort of effect. This video is absolutely fascinating, a fantastic submission. It's almost as if there's a party or a galactic meeting occurring at the center of the sun and we're not invited. What exactly is going on in there?
All right, I'm happy to say Dr. J from Dr. J Radio Live has just joined us. He's watched the video. I sent it to him just moments ago. Dr. J, what's your thoughts on these anomalous objects?
Another viewer of Third Phase of Moon keeping his eyes in the sky along with his camera in the sky zoomed up to the sun. Now what do we have here? We have objects, 6 different objects or 3 different objects captured in 6 videos that are coming and going towards the sun. First of all, what are they? Skeptics and debunkers alike are going to say this is natural phenomena such as solar flares and solar storms. However, I have never seen anything like that. No solar flare has ever looked so uniform and has traveled in such a way that could be looked at as a UFO or flying saucer. The next big question is, what is the purpose that they're going there for? Are they actually going into the sun, or are they just going near the sun and getting their energy recharged, their power source recharged, or are they looking for something else more? In the past, there have been videos that have shown that what alleged craft that have been near the sun that have actually had plasma that has been from the sun to the craft. So it's alleged for decades that that's what they're doing. That's what I'm wondering here, except we don't see this craft, if that's what they are, stop near the sun, but we see the craft actually disappear behind the sun.
Now, I got Brent here, and I want to get Brent's thoughts. What's your thoughts on these anomalies, Brent?
This guy's got a hell of a lens. You can see his telephoto has a really good close-up of the sun and ripping in from one side of the sun and then making an exit right out the other. And like Blake said earlier, the plasmic trail that is left behind, it gives this nice little subtlety of what is this? It's something that seems otherworldly. I like the way George really had an eye. It seemed like there was a bunch of these anomalies happening within a little time frame. And great job, George, by capturing this with his great equipment.
Now, let's get to this. George Rabb recorded this for me just moments ago. He explains when he captured this and where. Listen up.
Hey guys, I just wanted to send this video to you. I took this back in October of 2020. I was hiking in the mountains, in the Pisgah Mountains in western North Carolina. And like I always do, I like to film the sun rising over the mountains. And it wasn't until this summer I happened to be looking at this video and I saw something that was really unusual. So I sent it to you guys. I figured you guys could use it. And I would just like to get your opinion on it, see what you think about it. Anyway, thanks guys, I love your show.
It's incredible when we get submissions from the public, but what's outstanding is when people put their faces in front of the camera and give us their side of the story, their testimony. I gotta thank George Rabb for submitting his videos to us today, including his video taped testimony. Fantastic work, George. I appreciate it.